In the quest for power and political stability, one fundamental question arises: what makes a ruler legitimate? This question is as old as political thought itself and is central to the works of one of the most influential political philosophers of the Renaissance, Niccolò Machiavelli. Often misunderstood as a mere advocate for ruthless pragmatism and manipulation, Machiavelli's ideas on political legitimacy are far more complex and relevant to modern discussions of power and governance. In his famous work, The Prince, and his lesser-known but equally significant work, The Discourses, Machiavelli explores the criteria and sources of legitimacy for rulers, offering insights that resonate even in today's political climate. How do rulers gain and maintain the consent of the governed? Can a leader secure power through force alone, or must they cultivate legitimacy through other means? These are questions Machiavelli grapples with in his analysis of political authority. The concept of legitimacy, for Machiavelli, is not simply a matter of following a set of moral principles or adhering to the will of the people. Instead, it is about the ability of a ruler to maintain stability, command respect, and protect the state. Machiavelli's thoughts on legitimacy raise important issues about the balance between power and morality, the role of the ruler's virtues, and the methods by which a ruler can secure loyalty and public support. Welcome to the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel, where we explore the deep and often surprising connections between classical philosophy and modern life. On this channel, we dive into ideas that have shaped political thought, offering fresh perspectives on age-old questions. Whether you're interested in political philosophy, leadership, or the historical evolution of power, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to explore Machiavelli's concept of political legitimacy, shedding light on how his ideas have influenced not only Renaissance politics, but also the modern world. The concept of political legitimacy in Machiavelli's works. Machiavelli's thoughts on political legitimacy are best understood through his contrasting views in The Prince and The Discourses. These two works, though sometimes interpreted as contradictory, actually complement each other in their exploration of power and governance. In The Prince, Machiavelli addresses the legitimacy of rulers, particularly those who come to power through force, manipulation, or inheritance. In contrast, The Discourses focuses on the legitimacy of republics and the ways in which political power is distributed among the people. Together, these works present a nuanced view of political legitimacy that transcends mere popular consent or divine right. In The Prince, Machiavelli introduces the idea that legitimacy is not just about being good or just, but about achieving and maintaining power. For Machiavelli, a ruler who is able to command respect, ensure stability, and protect the state is legitimate, even if their methods are not traditionally moral. In his view, politics is a realm where the ends often justify the means, and a ruler's primary responsibility is the preservation of the state, even at the expense of conventional ethical norms. This pragmatism, while controversial, is grounded in Machiavelli's understanding of the complexities of human nature and political life. According to Machiavelli, the people often value order and security over abstract notions of justice or fairness, and thus, a ruler who can provide these things is seen as legitimate. Machiavelli also discusses the distinction between different types of rulers: hereditary princes, who inherit their power, and new princes, who acquire their power through merit, fortune, or force. Hereditary rulers enjoy an inherent legitimacy due to the continuity of their family's rule and the traditions of the state. Their legitimacy is tied to the historical and cultural foundations of the regime, and their power is typically more stable. On the other hand, new princes, those who come to power through force or by other means, must work harder to establish their legitimacy. Machiavelli advises these rulers to secure the loyalty of the people and the elite, which can be done through strategic alliances, displays of virtue, and if necessary, force. In his famous assertion that the ends justify the means, Machiavelli suggests that the ruler's success in securing power is the ultimate measure of their legitimacy, even if they must engage in morally questionable acts. In The Discourses, Machiavelli takes a broader view of legitimacy, applying his political analysis to republics. Unlike The Prince, which focuses on the authority of individual rulers, The Discourses examines the legitimacy of the state as a whole. For Machiavelli, republics derive their legitimacy from the consent of the governed, but this consent is not simply a matter of popular vote or election. Instead, the legitimacy of a republic is built on the active participation of the people in the political process, as well as the balance of power between different factions and classes. In a republic, legitimacy comes from the institutions that allow the people to exercise their will, albeit within a framework that prevents any one group from gaining too much power. The stability of the republic depends on the ability of its leaders to mediate the conflicting interests of various factions while maintaining the cohesion of the state. One of Machiavelli's key insights in the Discourses is the idea that political legitimacy is not a static quality, but something that must be continually nurtured. Even in a republic, the people must be constantly engaged and the government must be responsive to their needs and concerns. However, Machiavelli also warns that democracies are prone to instability and factionalism. In order to maintain legitimacy, republics must find a way to balance the competing interests of the various classes and prevent the rise of demagogues who might undermine the political system for personal gain. In this way, Machiavelli presents legitimacy as a dynamic, ongoing process rather than a one-time event or fixed characteristic. One of the most striking aspects of Machiavelli's analysis of legitimacy is his focus on the role of virtue and force in securing and maintaining power. Virtue, for Machiavelli, is not the traditional notion of moral virtue, but refers to the qualities that allow a ruler to effectively navigate the complexities of politics. These qualities include cunning, decisiveness, adaptability, and boldness. A ruler with virtue is able to shape events to their advantage and is skilled in using both opportunities and challenges to enhance their position. However, Machiavelli does not see virtue as a guarantee of legitimacy. A ruler who possesses virtue but fails to understand the importance of force or manipulation may struggle to maintain power. Conversely, a ruler who relies solely on force, without the support of the people or the necessary political acumen, risks losing legitimacy. The ideal ruler, in Machiavelli's view, is one who can blend virtue with the judicious use of force. Force, in this context, is not just about physical violence, but also includes the ability to intimidate, coerce, and influence the behavior of others. Whether through military might, political maneuvering, or psychological tactics, the ruler must project an image of strength and control. Yet, Machiavelli recognizes that the use of force must be balanced with the ruler's ability to cultivate the loyalty of the people. A ruler who is excessively cruel or unjust may lose the support of the populace, and with it, their legitimacy. In this sense, Machiavelli's approach to legitimacy is pragmatic. A ruler must constantly adjust their actions based on the political climate and the needs of the people. Rulers who are able to use force effectively, while simultaneously cultivating a sense of loyalty and respect among their subjects, are the ones most likely to succeed in maintaining legitimacy. Machiavelli's analysis of legitimacy also involves a deep examination of political stability. In his view, stability is the ultimate marker of legitimacy, and it is through maintaining stability that a ruler ensures the continued support of the people. For Machiavelli, stability does not merely mean the absence of rebellion or conflict. It also means the creation of a political environment in which the ruler is seen as the rightful authority and the state is seen as legitimate. In order to maintain stability, rulers must be able to anticipate and respond to threats, both external and internal. Machiavelli's advice on how to handle rebellion, foreign invasion, and internal dissent is filled with practical guidance for rulers who wish to preserve their legitimacy. For example, he advises rulers to be flexible and pragmatic, adapting to changing circumstances and shifting allegiances. He also emphasizes the importance of maintaining a strong military, as the ability to defend the state is a crucial component of legitimacy. Stability, in this sense, is not just a matter of maintaining power. It is about securing the continuity of the state itself. Machiavelli's ideas on political legitimacy are as relevant today as they were in the Renaissance. In the modern world, where political leaders must navigate complex global dynamics and face the demands of increasingly diverse and vocal populations, the questions of legitimacy and stability remain central. Leaders today still rely on a combination of force, virtue, and public support to maintain their legitimacy. Moreover, Machiavelli's insights into the fragility of democratic systems and the role of factionalism provide valuable lessons for understanding contemporary political crises and the challenges facing modern democracies. In many ways, Machiavelli's understanding of legitimacy challenges the idealistic view of politics that has dominated much of modern political thought. He warns that idealism often leads to instability and chaos, and that the practical realities of power require a more nuanced approach. Whether in monarchies, republics, or democracies, the pursuit of political legitimacy, according to Machiavelli, is always a delicate balancing act. Machiavelli's exploration of political legitimacy offers timeless insights into the nature of power, authority, and governance. While his writings have often been criticized for their perceived cynicism and immorality, a deeper understanding reveals a sophisticated and pragmatic view of politics that is grounded in the realities of human behavior and statecraft. Political legitimacy, for Machiavelli, is not a fixed or inherent quality, but something that must be constantly earned and maintained through a combination of virtue, force, and stability. In today's political climate, where the question of legitimacy continues to shape the fate of nations, Machiavelli's ideas remain as pertinent as ever. Thank you for joining us today on the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel. If you found this exploration of Machiavelli's concept of political legitimacy insightful, consider subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into the philosophical ideas that continue to influence our world today. Let's continue our journey toward greater understanding and critical thinking together.